right in your face.
Yeah, this is too much. Okay, I'm gonna start now. 3, 2, 1. Moving on to camera settings. First, I set the resolution and aspect ratio to 4K 4:3. And the reason I'm using a 4:3 aspect ratio is because I want to record in the full area of the sensor, so I can much easier crop and animate my time lapses in post-production. But if you don't plan to do that, you can just switch to 4K 16:9.
So for the record, can you state your name, please?
I'm Roman, and I make YouTube videos.
3, 2, 1, camera rolling. Yep, there we go. All right, take it easy. Oh, you have to climb back up, though.
Yeah, can I come back? Don't say it again on camera. I told you, don't mention the camera.
Oh, I should have mentioned that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Just walk and film.
Yeah, we
3,
can't
2,
mention
1.
the camera.
You ready?
Yep.
Now you can mention it. So now we went down this. You can show them. Pretty steep. And now I have to come back and get my camera. I'm basically doing this trail 2 times.
But you know what? I'm going to stay right here.
Okay. But thank God at least that I'm filming with my phone and it's very lightweight. Do I consider myself successful now after so many years? Not really. I mean, successful, it's very like subjective, I would say. To someone like having 30,000 subscribers is very successful. But to me, it's not really. I mean, I'm doing okay, but I'm not successful. Like,
So
I'm not changing.
what is successful for you then?
For me, successful is someone who's like very recognized in his niche. Like someone that you can, like you go to a specific niche like vlogging. You know Casey Neistat, right? So when I say vlogging, I right away think about Casey Neistat. He's successful. So my niche is like filmmaking tutorials for like beginners, I would say. And I am not the first name that's going to pop up, for sure. Always when I make a video, I hope that just one person watches the video and gets something good out of it, and he can apply it to his own life, whatever it is, and get something beneficial from that. Like I just hope at least one. If one person gets something good out of the video, that's good enough for me.
So you're some kind of hero.
Yeah, I
Right
guess
there.
so, in a way. Okay, this question is about if I ever thought about giving up at some point and what caused that. Yes, I did many times.
For real?
Yep, many times. And what caused that is comparing myself to others and thinking that I'm not successful enough. Or sometimes I see other creators share the numbers. You know, I make this, I do that, I have this course. It's just sometimes overwhelming again. And compared to them, I like make a fraction, like money-wise.
So you were like, F it, no more?
Yeah,
I'm done with this?
Sometimes I think like I can go back home, work to some production for some production company as an editor, filmmaker, cameraman, whatever, and make so much more money than I'm making right now. Like legit, I can make more money. But the reason why I don't do it is because YouTube gives me this freedom of creating stuff that I want to create.
When was the last time you felt like that?
I don't remember, but let's say a couple of months.
A couple of months ago?
Yeah. I mean, I think about this more or less all the time. Like
For real?
A little bit, not too much, like not really sinking into it. But I do think about this because
Because it's so tough to actually make it?
Yeah, it's very hard. On YouTube, you have to be so different compared to other people if you want to somewhat make it. Like people think they take a camera, start filming, and then just keep doing that and you become successful somewhat. But there's so much more behind it. Like I said before, like you're writing, planning, marketing, emails. Like the filming part is the easiest part on YouTube. In the beginning, you upload a lot of videos, you're having fun because it's so like new. It's like a honeymoon phase with YouTube. But then when you start taking it seriously, if you want to make money from it, you have to make a lot of decisions. And if you make decisions and they don't work, that demotivates in a way, you know, like at least money-wise. If you're doing it for making money like myself, then you have to really think what to do, how to do it in order to make a living from it. And yeah, basically it's a good camera and you can use it for anything you want, but you can, you know, turn on the key light and now everything looks good. The light is right here on my side. I'm just gonna sit basically.
So you migrated, you said, in 1995?
1995, yes.
Okay, what was the main reason?
As far as the family, my family told me it was money. It was just after the collapse of the USSR. I mean, it was 91. For the next 10 years, most of the average Russians were poor, like very poor. And we had the option to immigrate to Israel, mainly due to financial reasons and quality of life, because during those times it was very hard, not only with money. There was a lot of crime going on, people were stealing, and I mean, it's all deserved because everybody was poor.
All right, all right.
So, yeah.
So you've come a long way then, huh?
Yeah.
So if you had to describe your upbringing, how would you put it?
Well, challenging in a way.
Can you elaborate a little bit on challenging?
Okay, so 95, me and my family immigrated to Israel. And then 96, my family got in a bit of a trouble, which I'm not gonna tell exactly what, but long story short, I ended up being in not board school, it's called, right?
Your boarding school.
Boarding school, exactly.
Okay.
From 96 to 2000, I was there alone.
Okay.
I was being visited by my parents once in a while, like once in a few weeks or something. I don't exactly remember.
Wow.
And then that boarding school wanted to put me in like a foster family because my family had a lot of problems at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the government thought that it's not a good safe for a child to grow. Before the trial, there was like a trial which was deciding whether I'm going to stay with my family or go to the foster family.
Right.
Before the trial, I submitted a letter to the judge.
How old were you?
Oh, like 9. Because I was with a social worker, and she just told me, just share your reasons in a letter. And I don't remember exactly what I wrote. And the judge got this letter, and he ended up approving me going to my original family. So then I got released from that place at 2000, I think, 99 or 2000, about that time.
So your foster family was like really not really taking good care of you, or?
No. They were amazing. They were very caring, rich.
Are you still in touch with them?
No.
Okay.
I've met the mother maybe when I was like 15 or 16, but it was like for a split second. She was a bit shocked. Like I gave her my number if she wanted to call and have a call. She was in a hurry somewhere, I don't know. I gave her my phone number and she said, okay, I'll call you. And she never did.
Wow.
And I guess she in a way got disappointed that I didn't want to live with them.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. So, I forgot a big part of that story. I also have a sister that was with me in that boarding school, and she did want to leave to a foster family.
Well, she wanted to stay with her
Yeah.
foster family.
Yeah, because she didn't like our family, and I
That was
didn't.
a different foster family then.
Yeah, that was a different. We were separated. Even that boarding school, we were in the same boarding school, but she's like 4 years younger than me.
Okay.
And she did decide to go to a foster family. In the 2000, when I got released from boarding school, I lived again with my mom and dad, but then again, problems started happening at home, and my parents got divorced. As soon as they got divorced, I lived with my mom for like a couple of months, and then I moved to my dad, and then I moved to my mom, to my dad. And then my dad decided to go to Russia. So I decided to go with him. And then I moved to Russia with him. It wasn't good at all in Russia. I was there for like 6 months, and it was that would be the worst period of my life, I would say. I was there for like 6 months.
So what happened there?
Oh, my father just started drinking a lot, not working, just not being lazy. Like there was a period of time where I had to work, and sometimes I had shifts of like 12 hours. And during New Year's, I remember I was there for like 3 days with like each night maybe 3 hours of sleep tops. I had to stay for 3 days. One day I just, I booked the ticket, everything. I didn't tell him anything, and I just stole the passport. I just told him, I'm going to work. But in reality, I just flew back home to Israel to my mom. And the next morning I called him, hey, I'm in Israel. And he was very mad. But it was just the situation there with him was so terrible that I just couldn't take it. It was just too much pressure, especially for the age that I was. I was like 15 and I was working so much, no school, nothing.
So what did your mom say? She was happy to see it?
Yeah, of course. She was happy. She actually supported me a lot during that time. I left 2006 Russia, and then my father passed away 2011, like 4 years after that. And honestly, I wasn't that surprised because he was really like drinking himself to death, I guess. He was drinking way too much.
And he was only, you told me before, but he was only like...
Yeah, was only 49.
Oh yeah,
49 years old. And yeah, that's very sad, but I guess it is what it is. Sister that I mentioned before that was with me in the boarding school, I haven't seen her since. I haven't seen her for, 20 years? I keep like remembering things. I also have a brother that was also in the family, and I don't even know, like I've seen him for 5 minutes.
He's like a half brother or not?
No, he's like 100% my brother. I saw him for 5 or 10 minutes with the social workers in the boarding school. I played with him when I was like 8. They gave us like a bit of time, and then I've never seen him again.
How old was he at that time?
6 months to a year, I would say, roughly like that.
So what happened to him?
I don't know.
Wow. Like, is there, probably like almost every day it sort of goes through your mind, like...
No, honestly, no. Because if I would start thinking about that, it will eat me alive, honestly. I think about it from time to time. Like now, because I'm talking about it, of course,
Right.
I'll think about it.
How does it make you feel, though?
I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't have like a description. I would say, no regret. There's no regret. Like I don't feel regret. I don't know. Also, in a way, I mean, I don't really blame my parents, although it's their fault. But you know, I was blaming them for a long time, and then I just stopped doing that because I can keep blaming them forever, and nothing is gonna change because what happened happened.
Right.
But I just feel like I wish I was able to grow up with my brother and sister and everybody as a family. But I don't focus on this too much because again I cannot change the past. Like whatever happened happened, and it wasn't in my control. Like I was a child, so.
Do you think people see you as like the YouTube know-it-all?
From my audience perspective,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah. In a way, yeah. But people close to me, no. Because the people who know me know that I always ask questions. Like about, even if I know something very well, I'll still ask questions because there's always room to learn something new. But from my audience perspective, I guess, yes, they always think that I know everything. And they ask me like in the comments, how to do this, how to do that, how to do this, how to do that. And sometimes, I mean, I know stuff, but sometimes I don't know everything. But that's not about me. It's just how YouTube is, especially when you make videos about tutorials. Like when you make tutorials or teaching something, you have to be like more, presentable and stuff, so people think you know everything. So that's a very common thing among YouTubers who make content about educating other people about something.
They think you know everything.
Yeah, exactly.
But
you don't. Nobody knows
Roman
everything.
doesn't know everything.
Nobody knows everything. Even the best of the best don't know everything, in my opinion at least.
Alrighty, that was good. I like your
Alright.
answer right there.
That's the best I could answer this. So you want to show the studio?
Okay,
Let's go.
let's go for the studio.
All right then. This is my minimalist YouTube studio. Very nice and simple. So here I have my workstation where I basically edit my videos and stuff. Just a laptop, a mouse really, and that's it. Cup of coffee as well. Then here, let me turn on this light. Here is where I film my videos, also like a desk. I like working with a desk because I have a place to lean my arms on. Here I have a microphone, I have like a stand for the phone to read notes from. It's like a magnetic stand, pretty cool. And the camera goes right here. I have double curtains in here just to help with sound.
Okay.
It's not like soundproof or anything, but it just makes the room sound better. And also, because I'm living on a road in here, you can hear the motorbikes like all the time. So this helps with removing these motorbike engine sounds.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. That's the room. Let me just turn off this thing.
Interesting.
And I mostly consider myself an Israeli because I grew up in Israel. I went to school there, the army and all this stuff. And my background in terms of like work, it's pretty boring. I was a bike messenger for a while, and then I was also working in the army because I finished the army service, and then I had the option to do another year, but this time I was getting paid a lot, because in the normal army service don't really get paid that much. The pay is like $200-300, whereas if you work you can get up to like $3,000. So I worked there in the army and bike messenger, that's it. Nothing really special, no education, no nothing.
What was that like to be a bike messenger?
Oh, hectic. That's the toughest work I've ever done. And I was working in a supermarket for a while. It was very physical, but not as physical as being a bike messenger. It's a lot of pressure because you have packages on your back, you're on a bike pedaling, and you also have to be on the phone, knowing where you need to go to deliver the package, which packages to take, which packages you have on your back. You have to remember too.
On average, how many kilometers a day?
100, 80 to 100. Was doing like 500-600 a week. It was very, very tough. And the traffic, it's crazy. Like you always have to be careful, mindful of the traffic to not get killed. And if it's like raining at the same time, then it's like next level. It's like you're riding, exercising, it's cold, raining, you have packages.
It's not something you miss?
Not at all, not one bit. What are the downsides of being a YouTuber? I would say the main downside, even though you can have a lot of subscribers and fans, but at the same time, you're so alone. Like you're doing, like you saw now, I was filming the video, I was alone. And in a way, even if you have like 500,000 subscribers, 1 million, imagine you don't really see your fans, you just imagine your fans in a way. I mean, you know you have fans through the comments and stuff, but still you're all alone in your room, editing, filming, even when you're outside filming. It's like you're very lonely. What's something you hope people remember you for? I guess a good person. That's enough for me, honestly. I don't need something more than that. I want someone to think about me, I guess, in the future and say, this Roma guy, he was quite nice. He was pretty cool to hang out with. Not
Not some kind of douchebag.
not a douchebag. He was like a nice dude. He has his own issues, but overall it was okay. So I guess that's enough for me. For me to work in an office, I would say like $20,000 a month.
You would go
That would
back.
be tempting. That would be tempting.
You would do it. Let me put it that way.
That would be tempting. But again, I'm like thinking to myself, working in an office for $20,000 a month, but every day you hate your life. You're like, I have to wake up again, go to the office, which I hate, sit with people that I don't really enjoy being with. I don't know if if $20,000 is enough to make up for that. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but I feel like for me, it's better to earn like $500 to $1,000 a month and every day wake up happy and enjoy your life and overall what you do for a living than making a lot of money and being really miserable. Like you can see it a lot in Hollywood. A lot of actors, like they make shit ton of money, but then they're like, depressed, start taking drugs, and they're doing all sorts of funny stuff. Because money is important, but it's also important, how you live day by day, what you're doing, if it's fun, if it's good for you, for your mental state. So in a way you can say that when I was young, like let's say 12 years ago, I was the complete opposite of what I am today.
The complete opposite.
Yeah, pretty much, like 180-degree different. I was drinking a lot, getting drunk all the time, getting in trouble with people, getting in fights, police even. Was smoking, not caring about my health, not caring about my future, not doing anything that, makes my life somewhat feel important. Like in a way I'm doing now YouTube and it kind of satisfies me. At least I'm doing something that provides some value to someone. Whereas before I was just not doing anything, just doing these, dumb jobs. So I was really different. And in a way also, the way I was looking at life, it was different. Like now, I'm very simple. I'm like, I just need my basic stuff and that's it. Whereas in the past, I was like, wow, I need all these clothes. I need to have this. I want this car. I want that. I want that. Whereas now I'm like, I don't really need all these things. I'm like satisfied with the basics. More than enough, actually. In a way, I like it because it removes so much pressure from me. Good food, roof over my head, and comfortable bed, and that's more than enough for me. So I guess because I was so different, it really influenced me to become what I am today.